Welcome back to the Comedy Couch. I'm Maria. Fun fact. Did you know that trees do eventually stop growing taller and they just start to grow wider? Kind of like people. Sorry I've been gone so long. I've been on a bit of a health hiatus, and that's what I want to talk about today. Health. And not in the creepy way that your gym teacher did in high school. Talking about the birds and the bees, confusing you, not knowing what goes where. I want to talk about what it was like staying home sick from school in the 90s. Millennials, I don't think that there is a generation out there better equipped to predict the prices of grocery store items. Today it's a little difficult, but we're not going to talk about that. In the 90s, we knew what was what, all because of one man, Bob Barker. When you stayed home sick, you watched The Price is Right. You laid on your couch and you snuggled up, and you ate your sleeve of saltines and drank your ginger ale like it was a cure-all. Carbs and sugar, of course, why not? And you watched those Midwestern moms spin that wheel, try as they might. And when you went back to school the next day, you knew exactly how much a trip to Rio and 2 jet skis was going to cost. That is education at its best. Am I right? But yeah, watching television on sick days was the best because this was before DVR, this was before TiVo, this was before streaming. If you didn't see it, you missed it. So, Nick Jr., we had the best host. Face, we had Face, so brilliantly named because he had 2 eyes and a mouth and he was whatever color he wanted to be that day. He taught us about whistling and peanut butter and banana. And he used to introduce our shows. Blues Clues, you felt like a freaking detective. Blues Clues was amazing. And Steve, how did you draw so well? It was simple, clean, and perfect, and with a crayon, no less. And then Gullah Gullah Island. I loved Gullah Gullah Island. I learned a lot. I learned about okra. I learned about music. I learned that they probably lived next to a nuclear power plant because that pollywog was human size and neon yellow. So just saying, the environment was still in peril in the 90s. Duh. If you grew up with 2 parents, most likely one of your parents was, you're fine. Go to school. Get your ass to school. Walk it off. And your other parent was, oh, sweetie baby, are you okay? You don't feel good? Go back to bed. Go back to bed. Yep, I'll get you some apple juice. I'm going to bring you home McDonald's for lunch. And I had that. My mom was more of the get your ass to school type because I think it's because she was a teacher and her way of thinking it probably was, if I got to go, you got to go. Get your ass to school. We're all making sacrifices. But my dad, who really wanted us to enjoy our youth, preserve our childhood, because he went to work at a very young age. So his mentality was school, you're fine. What are you going to miss in a day? Clearly, he hasn't seen Freaky Friday. But let's talk about the medicines that we used to take when we were kids. I'm not even going to bring up acetaminophen, better known as Tylenol. We took Dimetapp. When we were really little, you took Dimetapp. It was this grape flavored like cough syrup. And artificial grape flavor, that's not really anybody's favorite, right? So when you got a little older, your parents, said you graduated to a new medicine, right? And they're like, this one's cherry flavored. It's cherry flavored. I love cherry, like cherry popsicle. Yeah, cherry popsicle. They lied. Robitussin will burn your taste buds off. That shit is disgusting. Okay, can you imagine going from sweet little Dimetapp to Robitussin? That's like telling someone, don't drink the Sprite, drink the Moxie. Don't eat the cheesecake, have the fruit plate. It's just, I was like, it's okay. I'd rather die of consumption. I don't want to take that. Thank you so much. Yeah. But again, it's funny because I've talked to a lot of friends, and some of them used to stay home sick from school. They faked it. They faked being sick, right? I never had to do that. As someone once told me, I have the constitution of a Victorian era child. You know the movie Secret Garden? Remember her cousin who was like in the bed, who was like, oh, close the windows, the spools will kill me, the sunlight hits my skin. That was me. And I think I did it to myself because I was a bit of a germaphobe and I was washing my hands all the time. So I basically killed my own immune system and suffered because school was just a giant petri dish, if I'm going to be honest. But please tell me about your story staying homesick from school. Like, did you ever just skip and go do something really fun? Because I never knew life could be like that until I saw Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Wow, that was something.
I almost forgot to introduce you to my friend Gertrude. Now, I know you're thinking, why does an adult woman have a stuffed animal? Listen, she's not just a stuffed animal. She has a heating pad in her ass. Okay? There's a little heating pad in there. This is not an emotional support animal. This is not for mental stability. It's 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 purely medical.
I need a nap.